All right, doing some more work on the Jag. I did a little test over the weekend because I wanted to see how the two different colors would blend with that sandpaper and acetone sort of treatment. So I'm going to be wiping that off in a minute. And then after that, I'm going to be prepping this thing to be routed. I'm going to route out the pickup slots for humbucker size pickups. They're not going to be humbuckers. They're still going to be single coils, but I've got a cool set of pickups that I'm going to put in this thing after I do the staining thing that I've been working towards. You can see right here the original stain mark that I got in there last time. I sanded it a little bit so it faded with that sanding. But let's see what's left behind by two different inks mixing together over a sanded finish mixed with acetone. All right. Plenty of color left behind, and I like it. And I actually kind of like the blotchy, kind of like watercolor character of what's going on here. I'm gonna have to document that and continue doing my thinking about where I'm headed with this. I like the little rough edges and stuff. As far as blending goes, it doesn't look like they blended too much. I think it's a case of whatever touches the finish first is what's gonna stick, and it doesn't matter what overlaps, which is kind of interesting, kind of fun. It means there's some creative possibilities to explore there. So anyways, something I have to do is I have to make sure that I can get this pickguard to fit. I'm not prepared to cut a fresh pickguard right now. The issue I was having with this is that this top plate here doesn't match up correctly. And it looks like most of the screw holes don't line up correctly either. I'm gonna have to pull the pickups and everything else and then backtrack to figure out if I'm screwed. The thing I'm really not excited about with this project is rewiring everything. Jaguars have so much going on as far as wiring goes, and man, I'm gonna have to figure it all out when I finally put this thing back together. No, that's it's not gonna fit all the way. Do I accept imperfection up here and just deal with that gap? Or do I get nitpicky and cut my own pickguard? Oh, man. But man, it is such a mess to cut a pickguard. But then, you know, if I cut it using the original as a template, all this stuff will just fit correctly, and I won't have to glue and re-drill everything, right? Wouldn't that be better? To cut a pickguard and but so many things can go sideways when you're cutting a pickguard. I've cut a bunch of pickguards over the years, and they always turn out a little bit funky. And there's plenty to go funky here with a Jaguar pickguard. Oh man. Have I bitten off more than I can chew? No, I can chew a lot, but you get what I'm saying. All right, I'm gonna sit and think on this for a while. This guitar project has gotten a lot more complicated than I originally planned. I have built myself a router table so that I can cut a pickguard for a classic vibe Jaguar. I'm using a milk crate with the router inside with a piece of particle board as the top. You can see the router bit right there. Don't worry, it's not plugged in. I'm not risking anything right now. I've even got a little bit of a dust collection thing going on. Here is the backside of the Classic Vibe Jaguar pickguard, screwed down to another piece of board, not because I'm going to use this as the pickguard, but because I'm going to make a template so that I can cut as many pickguards as I want in the future. Hopefully I'm able to cut at least one that works. In my experience doing this before, I usually end up making 2 or 3 big mistakes before I get one that works. So anyways, safety first. Let's plug it in and turn it on and see if I can do this. Hopefully the bit doesn't bite in to the original pickguard here and ruin my chances of making any more. You see, it's not going all the way through, which makes me worried that there's not enough room to clear the pickguard. So what I did is I put a piece of craft foam in between the pickguard and the wood. Hopefully that raises it up enough that the bit doesn't bite into the pickguard. Let's see though. Here we go. Safety first. It seems to be working. It seems to be following the edge of the pickguard, and it's not biting into it as far as I can tell. So this is a great success. So far anyways, fingers crossed. It bit in. Damn it, damn it, damn it. I'm gonna think for a while. The problem is that I need the pickguard to be the template, but it's not thick enough and it has this beveled edge on it, so the bearing on the bit just pops under there. Because the bearing isn't flush with the blade, which is a problem. All right. I'm gonna give it another try. This time I've layered up 2 layers of craft foam to get myself some separation in between the blade and the bearing on the router bit. I've also cut this shape out a lot closer, so I won't be fighting against that as much. Wish me luck, we'll see. Oh my gosh, I think I did it. There's a couple little spots that are a little bit rough, but I think I can live with it. I can probably smooth them out with some sandpaper. I need to cut out the control cavity. Ta-da! I did it. I think I did it. I think I made a template. Amazing. All right, now that I've done that, let's do a little fit check here and make sure it actually all works. The top plate looks like it sits flush. That looks like it sits in the right place. I might have to open up the control cavity a little bit before... Oh, no, there it goes. It all fits. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. Now I need to get the body ready to route out those humbucker routes. There is some light sponsorship going on in this video. I hit up StewMac. I was like, hey, I'm working on a project. Can you hook me up with some product that I need? And they were like, yeah, of course. So there's no money being exchanged here, but they have provided a few things that I'm gonna need. First of all, a humbucker routing template. I should have checked to see if they have a classic vibe Jaguar template. They don't. I actually did check. They don't have that. But I've got a routing template to help me out with the humbucker route. I've also got a routing bit. This is for cutting into the body. I should have also asked for a pickguard routing bit. I assumed that I had one that would work, and it did work, but it took some finagling. You know how it is. So anyways, other than that, they asked if they could send me a couple of their pickups as well. They're Parsons Street humbuckers. And I said, you can if you want, but I already have pickups picked for this project. So I'll throw these in my pickup drawer and I'll use them on something else later. So here is the question that I have. Since I am making my own custom pickguard now. Oh, look, I got a little chip here taking the neck off. Oh well. But since I'm making my own custom pickguard, I can move that humbucker around. This $11 pickguard that I bought off of Reverb that doesn't fit correctly, it wants to move that bridge pickup forward to accommodate a humbucker. But what if I want it to be more centered like that? How does that line up with where the bridge would go? Because I can cut the pickguard to whatever I want now, right? Assuming I have the skill to pull it off. So the pickups that I'm going to be putting in here, the coil part of them actually goes down the center. That's why I'm concerned with this at all. I'm wondering if I should just do what this pickguard says for a pretty normal sort of layout, or if I should move it back a little bit to ensure that I'm going to get that bright cutting sort of sound that I enjoy. I could just swimming pool route the whole dang thing, but then what's the point of this fancy pants router template that I asked for? I think I'm just going to follow the pickguard. I think it'll be too much trouble for me to reinvent the wheel here. So I was watching videos of other people routing out bodies and using routing templates that they bought. And something that I saw was people using carpet tape, double-sided carpet tape. So I ordered a roll for myself. I'll have links for all this stuff in the description, obviously. Well, it's on there. Hopefully it doesn't pull up paint when I yank it off. Let's go route out a humbucker route, huh? So it looks like there are depths called out for the neck and the bridge on the template, which is very convenient. I'll have to measure that out when I'm setting the depth of this bit that I'm going to use. All right, hopefully I don't biff this up. That looks like a clean route to me. Went pretty easy too once I got started. I'm a little bit nervous because the little wing for the humbucker is going to cut into where one of the pickguard screws is supposed to go in. Maybe that's why you don't see a lot of humbucker setups on Jaguars. Maybe if I'm very careful, I can avoid that area and then route underneath it and kind of tuck the humbucker in. Well, it looks like I did it. I'm sure I'm gonna have to come back in and do little micro adjustments and stuff like that, because I always do. No matter what I do, I have to come back and work on it. But I did leave a little bit of wood right there for the pickguard screw. We'll see if that pays off. This is the day, moment of truth. I ordered a sheet of 3-ply pickguard material from Jeff Bezos himself. And it's here. I bet I could squeeze 3 or 4 Jaguar pickguards out of this. We'll see. We'll see if I need to do that many. I have a history of biffing the first few anytime I cut a pickguard, but these templates turned out pretty good, so I'm feeling pretty confident in my new system here. Let's get set up and see if I can pull this off. Well, maybe only 2. I better get this right. So this next part is the part that I kind of dread, because every time I've cut a pickguard, it just blows little tiny pieces of pickguard all over the garage, and static makes it stick to everything, which means I drag it into the house and it's just this impossible mess. I'm hoping that my vacuum system here will take care of most of it, but I'm not excited for the cleanup. Wish me luck, fingers crossed. Yeah, look at all of this. It goes everywhere. It sticks to everything. It is a beautifully, wonderfully awful, festive mess. But that's the price of admission. But also, look at that. Clean edges on there. All right, let's run out the pickup and control cavities now. The next step is to use this fancy 45-degree angle bit to put the edge on the pickguard, and I'm feeling pretty nervous about this. I can always try again if I screw this up, but there's certain edges on here that want that, and then of course you don't want that 45-degree angle edge in the neck pocket or inside of there or inside of it, etc., etc. I don't want it there, so I need to be pretty mindful and careful about this part. Not to mention, I'm not totally confident in how deep I set it. Hopefully it doesn't bite into the template, because that would be bad. and hopefully it has enough clearance to give the edge that I want on here. At this point, guys, I've spent so much money experimenting and putting together this rig that it would have been a lot cheaper to just hire someone a bunch of times to make the pick guards that I want. But that's not the point. The point is that I like projects and I'm having fun, and this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and there's a lot of guitars that I've been wanting to cut pick guards for, and so this is my excuse to head that direction. So anyways, wish me luck. More crossed fingers. It's been working out so far. I think I did it. It's not perfect. There are some little wavy little bits in here, and I'll get a close-up photo of that. But not bad, not bad. It'll look good from, 2 or 3 feet away versus the norm for me, which is 10 or 15 feet away. I have a feeling that the pickups that I'm going to use, I'm going to need to file into the corners a little bit here to get a little bit sharper to make them fit. And there might be some little tweaks I have to do. I still have to drill out the holes for the bridge posts and, of course, the pickup mounting holes. Something I did wrong here is I think next time I need to have the protective plastic side against the template because it just got all shredded up. It's not protecting anything anymore. But yeah, I'm not getting a clean cut on that, but pretty dang happy with what I'm seeing right now. Let's go put it on the guitar and see how it lines up. All right, let's take a look to see how this worked out. This carpet tape is great stuff. It comes right off nice and clean. There we go. I think I'm going to take the protective film off. Live dangerously, why not? Maybe I'll regret that later, but I can always cut a new one. I bit in pretty bad right there. There's some waves going on right there that I'm not stoked on. But it should be able to do the thing, right? Let's see if the pickups I'm going to use fit in those routes. I might have to open them up. By the way, I'm going to be installing a set of Gun Street pickups. These are called Burnsides. They're kind of like a Valco airline style thing that has a solid cover on them. They're secret single coils hidden in humbucker cases. Let's see if that fits. I have a feeling I'm going to have to open up those corners a little bit. Yeah. So I'll have to do some fine filing in the edges to get those to fit. But the width and the length fits perfectly. So just a little bit of filing on the edges and those should drop in there just fine. I'm stoked to hear those things. They're like, they have an unexpected weight to them for being single coil pickups. There's some mysterious things going on inside of these things that I'm very curious about. So, in some ways, this video is leaving us all a little unsatisfied because nothing is finished, but we're at the end. But, it covered a lot of ground here. Went on quite a journey exploring the things that I needed to explore to get this done, to get this headed the right direction. The next video is going to be me painting and staining and clear coating the whole body, and then the video after that will be installing everything, installing the pickups, rewiring it, and then playing it. Finally showing off these pickups, which are the thing that kind of set off this project. Gun Street hit me up like, hey, you want to check out these pickups? It's like, yeah, I do. What guitar do I want to put those in? Oh, I want to spend an entire week of my life messing around with a Squier Classic Vibe, spending all sorts of money on tools and extra little doodads to, you know, have some fun, to cut loose a little bit, to do the sort of thing that I used to do before I had a YouTube channel where I didn't need to make money making guitar videos in the shortest amount of time. You know, I'm just having fun. I'm exploring. I'm working on a project. I'm sure a lot of you are enjoying being along for the ride. You're probably learning things. You're probably learning whether or not you're up to the hassle of cutting a pickguard. You might even learn that maybe you shouldn't try to bully YouTubers into cutting their own pickguards. I've gotten that a lot over the years. So just cut your own pickguard. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of steps. There's a lot of tools involved to just get to the point where you are cutting a pickguard. It's a chore every single time, and I still have a lot of cleanup to do and still got a lot of drilling to do and stuff like that. So anyways, I've been having a good time though. Have you been having a good time? If you have been having a good time watching this, maybe you should like and subscribe and smash the bell and tell your friends, tell your mom and dad about this channel, you know? So anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, dislike, leave me rude, nasty comments, support us on Patreon, buy a shirt if you're naked, click the link. StewMac helped a lot with this video by providing that template and a routing bit and pickups that I'll use in a future video. So thank them by clicking all the links and checking out stuff over there. And you know what? Stay tuned and stay grounded. Bye, everybody.